Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. I hope you had a great day. Today we are looking at some new I Do Work Here Lady stories. I hope you enjoy the video. The first story is called I'm Talking with the Teacher. At the time I was 21 and studying for my languages and teaching degree. One of my teachers had a language school and offered me a job to teach English and French since I'm fluent in both. I would teach 4 times a week and worked with the 4 group ages: children, teens, young adults and adults. On Wednesdays I started my afternoon with children and ended it with adults. Most adults were over 40 and professionals who went to class after work, and some of them wore very formal clothes because of that. One of the kids from the children's intermediate class loved learning English and was a fast learner. So we recommended her to attend an extra children's conversational club class on Monday, higher level, while still attending her normal lessons on Wednesdays. She was very excited about it, and her dad, divorced parents, was fine with it. I don't know what the kid's mom understood, but she thought we somehow were setting her back. The woman decided she couldn't wait and needed to argue with us that same day. Adults' lessons started at 7 PM and it was around 6:55. So some of the adults were chilling and talking about their week before class when the lady arrived. She looked around the classroom and directly went to Paul, a very shy, suit-wearing bank manager. "How dare you to pull my kid out of her class and put her in a level for beginners?" Paul was speechless. I intervened. "Miss, please. Be quiet, I'm talking with the teacher." At this, some of the other students started laughing. "Stop laughing, you losers. My kid is 9 and knows more English than all of you. This is enough. Please get out of the classroom. Don't tell me what to do. I'm not telling you this again. Please leave the classroom and stop yelling at my students." The crazy mom starts pointing at Paul crazily. "Look, miss, we can talk in my office, but you need to leave this room now." One of the students who owned a restaurant made a joke about dealing with annoying people like her on the daily. This made the crazy mom even angrier, but I managed to get her out of the room. I explained again that I was the teacher. But she refused to talk to me because "you are so young" and yelled a popular yet ridiculous saying about young people. That really set me off and I wasn't very kind. I told her, "Look, miss, I'm the teacher and I'm your kid's teacher. So if you please stop acting like a child and tell me what your problem is, I might help you." Somehow that snapped her out of her tantrum and she left slowly and loudly, stomping downstairs. It literally took her like 5 minutes to get down 16 steps. I went back to the classroom and apologized to the students. We had a pretty nice conversation about how this culture here is quite common for middle-aged and old people to look down on younger professionals. Some of them even accepted that in the past they acted like the lady in a situation but would never do it again. And others say they would give extra support to their younger colleagues. The next story is called Won't Let Me In? This happened 4 years ago when I was starting my senior year of college. I started working at this really popular bar at my university as a cook, fresh out of a crappy catering job. It was the beginning of the school year and thus the beginning of college football season. I was ecstatic because I had just turned 21 a week after I started there and I got free drinks as well. About 3 weeks into the job, our college had their first home game. As usual, the entire university is absolute pandemonium between traffic and everyone and their mother heading for the restaurant before the game. My shift started after the game, so I started heading to the bar around that afternoon. Remember when I said the bar was popular? There was a line of like 16 or 18 half-drunk college students waiting outside the door to get in while a bored-looking security guard took their IDs. Seeing as how I was new here, I wasn't sure what to expect on a game day, or how busy it was. Normally I would use the back entrance to get into work. But the entire back lot, and by extension the back entrance, was blocked off to be used as a party area and dance floor. So the front entrance was my only option. I started making my way to the front entrance to walk through, when all of a sudden the guard stopped me. This woman had that permanent scowl of someone who doesn't get paid enough to deal with drunks, along with that attitude. "Where the hell do you think you are going?" "I work here, my shift's starting." Nice try, now get in line." "Ma'am, I'm not kidding, I actually work here." You got any kind of ID or badge that proves it? Probably worth noting that I didn't have a uniform. The cooks wear dish shirts over regular clothes. I sigh and say here and hand my ID to her. Okay, you're 21. Still ain't gonna let you skip the line unless you prove that you work here. I was getting irritated. Look, can you just get the manager or something so he can prove it? You see this line? I ain't going anywhere. If you want in, you're gonna have to wait in line. At this point, the students are getting angry at me for supposedly holding the line up. And I'm getting angry because I can't even go to work without being late, and I was running out of options. That's when I realized I was late, but that turned out to be my saving grace. My manager Chris called me around that moment. Are you almost here? I'm actually here, but security's not letting me in the bar. Oh F, give me a sec. He hung up and came outside a second later. He shot out the guard for not even attempting to check with him to see if I was telling the truth and making me late. And he got me into the bar to start working. Chris and I had a good laugh about me getting carded to go to work. And the fact that this would have been a lot more complicated if I didn't turn 21 a couple of weeks before. Ah, good times. I hope you enjoyed today's video so far. If you want more content, please subscribe to the channel. And if you like the video, don't forget to press the like button. It really helps. And now, onto the last story. The last story is called, well, I am the boss. So, a little backstory. I was an apprentice electrician a while back and through my work met other companies. I got talking to this guy Chris who owned an air conditioner installation and maintenance business. He often had people try and scam him, as all construction companies do, but this one stood out. So Chris was working on a major renovation to a small office building where pretty much everything would be new except for brick walls and frames. Being a small business and having good workers, Chris would only ever have to brief them on what needed to be done and answer any questions. This allowed Chris to go do quotes and check out other jobs while Bob and Ross did all the hard work. Towards the end of the build, Bob and Ross, his employees, were fixing up the final touches of the aircon unit while Chris was at a funeral. But he was popping in later to check the progress. I can't remember the exact way Chris explained it, but the aircon was ducted and the vents weren't very visible. To the untrained eye, you couldn't even notice it. Well, the roof was finished, hiding the ducting, and everything on Bob's and Ross's side was completed and only needed the electrician to hook up the power. In walks entitled Karen. Karen was the manager for the company that was moving into the office and liked to think she was the queen of the worksite. She would constantly message Nolan, the site manager, over text and email to complain and argue about the work that had been done. And being a Karen, she knew more than the professionals. The kicker, she wasn't even permitted on site. How could the work be done? There are no vents. Actually there are. They are... Ooh, what's that horrible smell? You guys have stunk out the place. That's the smell of the paint. No, one of you must have done something in here. Paint doesn't smell like that. There was more to this conversation. But to save time, Karen just kept complaining and claiming that Bob and Ross did no work. Things started to get heated when she was told that they couldn't even turn it on because the electrician hadn't had the chance to connect the power. Karen started screaming at them, saying things like she wouldn't pay them, no one would hire them, and that she would have their business license taken away. Right in the middle of her tirade, Chris walks in, still in his suit from the funeral. Ah, Nolan, finally, it's perfect timing. These scammers are trying to leave after they wrecked the place and after not doing any work. A little curious, Chris doesn't correct her. Wait, what do you mean? What happened? These two refused to do the work and sprayed fumes in here, probably to get high. And when I told them that they did no work, they told me to screw off. To be honest, I don't know why you would hire a bunch of scummy conmen like these. I don't even think they have the licenses for air conditioning. Well, idiot, I know for a fact that's not true because I helped them do the work and I helped them install the unit. Don't try and lie, Nolan, you're just covering up for them because they are your friends. They may be my friends, but I'm the boss and I'm not Nolan, you idiot, but he did mention you. You are not allowed on this site and are in breach of contract. Get the heck out before I call your boss. Karen was just shocked and left in a huff, clearly shocked that someone would speak to her like that. Chris then called up Nolan straight away and explains the situation and also apologized for talking like that to a client. Nolan told him not to worry and he would sort it out. The week, Chris went to the site because the power was back up and he needed to test the units. At the site, he runs into Nolan. Nolan told him that he called the owner of the company moving into the office. He told them that they were in breach of contract for entering a site without permission, and that he was in his legal right to stop work and demand for the full payment for the work and he won't finish it. The owner started to get worried and started asking questions. Nolan explained about Karen and how he had to deal with constant harassment and was over it. After a few apologies and a promise of beer to make up for it, the owner assured Nolan that Karen wouldn't be allowed back, and if she showed up, to call him so he could fire her. Chris was happy to hear it worked out and was ecstatic that Nolan asked him to join him for a few drinks after the working day. And Karen never returned. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel for more content. Let me know what you think about the stories in the comment section below. Have a great day. Bye bye.